I'm a traveling spirit, I've seen many shores, from the West Pacific to the island of Kenya. They treat me like a son anywhere I go, and even though no one can tell, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own.
Is the 15th of June and we are on our way to Poole. We are going to get the ferry from Poole to Cherbourg and then go somewhere. It's a little bit uncertain as yet where we are going to go, but so far we have been on most of the motorways, it feels like. We left home on the M6 on Thursday, spent 4 days at Beardy Folk Festival in Clearbury Mortimer, and now we are driving towards Poole. We have so far been on the M4, M5, and we are heading towards the M3. Not in that order because that would be very confusing. We seem to have zigzagged across the country to get to this point. So this is my current view.
A34.
The A34 in Hampshire.
Where hurricanes hardly ever happen.
So we're not expecting any hurricanes. It has taken us all afternoon, but we are here. The Brittany Ferries. Ferry is at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Nice thing is that you can stay overnight here. £15, pay on their website.
I'd just like to talk about headlamp deflectors or adjusters for continental travel. I see so many people talking about, oh, you don't need those if you don't drive at night. Well, you do. It's a legal requirement on UK vehicles, right-hand drive vehicles, to have headlamp adjusters. And they're very, very easy to fit. So what you get in your pack is you get a little thing which is sticky, and that's what changes the positioning of the lights, so that they fall to the other side of the road when you're on full beam or when you're using dipped beam. It's only polite to change your lights. So very, very easy on a Citroen Relay. You get all of these instructions for every vehicle. So this is Euro lights, and as you can see, a whole stack of different vehicles listed. We're a Citroen Relay, which is the simplest of all, and it's number 1 on the map. So number 1, we position the adapter just underneath the dipped beam bulb. So first of all, we need to put the lights on. So the lights are on dipped beam, and we stick the adapter, and it comes off in 2 bits to make it easier. So you position it just underneath that, lining it up around about there, and that's as easy as it is. When you come to take them off at the end of your break, peels away, leaves a little bit of adhesive on your light.
That just helps you find out where to put it next time.
Which you can then use a little bit of WD-40 on a cloth, and that comes off nice. And that's how to fit your light adjusters.
Well kept secret. If you go out of Poole to Cherbourg on the Barfleur, on decks 5 and 6 there are showers. Who knew? They're a little bit small, so you know, bit of a, not like the showers we've got tonight, but perfectly good. Really hot water, amazing. (17th of June). Somewhere near Falaise there is an air. It is a private air run by a farm. They've got a little shop. It doesn't have a lot of stock, but we did get some honey. Let me show you and then I'll tell you how much. Got bins. I've got to show you this. Shower and toilet. Wait till you see this. Shower. Have you ever seen anything quite like that on a campsite? I know it's not even really a campsite. Washing up area. Shelter for when it's raining. Barbecue area. Children's play area. Picnic benches. I'm not even going to try to do this as fast as Emily does it on Camper Vibe. Not doing 2 minute tour. A, it's far too hot, and B, I can't be bothered. Up here, there's a drive over waste. I'm assuming that is the black waste as well there, and more water. Beautiful surroundings. Can you hear the birds? We're the only ones here. Can you guess how much we have paid for this site? No electricity, but we did pay a little bit extra for water. We have paid €12 to include water. 10 if we didn't want water. We bumped that up a little bit with a jar of honey. Because, you know, if you see honey, you should buy honey. Honey, can you see the honey? Honey. There you are, honey. Showing the honey. Honey. What a place!
Don't tell me about the honey, Mummy.
Well, I'll do the what 3 words in a second and pop it down below. I've put my Merlin app on and you would not believe the number of birds it's seen. So many that I'm having to scroll down to see them all. Blackbird, obviously, noisy buggers. Meadow pipit, common linnet, Eurasian blue tit, again, yeah, not unusual. Yellow wagtail, European goldfinch, Eurasian skylark, house sparrow, and common chaffinch. Some of those birds I don't think I've ever heard before. In case you haven't guessed, I love it here.
We love a French passion site, and this was certainly no exception, although they can sometimes be a little frustrating. So we turned up at Domaine La Belle Étoile, and there was nobody there. We telephoned, left a message, sat around, decided to go and do some shopping, looked at another site, and then we got a phone call. Of course we've got space. Come on down. What a lovely place.
Tonight we are at a France passion site. It's also a campsite, which is a bit confusing. So it's €13 a night here as a campsite. I assume it's free, it's a France passion member. What we do need to go and see is one at some point. But that's no hardship, is it? Let's be honest. We're in the Loire region, Anjou, to be more specific. We have just stopped. We've been quite a long day of driving, and we're quite hot. It's 30 something degrees.
31 degrees.
Which is too bloody hot for these English people. We don't like it. We do not like it.
You whinging, woman.
Well, whinge when it's too cold, the whinge when it's too hot, don't I? That's typical. Just stopped and we've got a little snackage out. I have got what is called in our house a beer gren, which I think is technically known as a Monaco. It is beer and grenadine, and it's very nice and refreshing.
Lager beer and grenadine.
Yeah, whatever. And I don't care about beer.
You wouldn't want to mix it with your best bitter, would you? That would not work.
Do you not think?
No.
Why not?
I think it would be revolting.
I suppose it's a little bit like having lager and lime, isn't it? And some cheese and some bread and some crisps and stuff like that, just to, because we haven't managed to stop all day and we're now very tired, very hot.
And repenting our really stupidness at not stopping.
Yeah, that.
Remember to stop.
Exactly. And make plans for tomorrow in a minute. Okay.
Aha.
Don't wave the baguette at me in that threatening way.
A bientôt, tout le monde.
Au revoir.
Vignon, some Chenin Blanc. So this is the two white dry variety, and I've got some red, which is Cabernet Franc. So this is, oh sorry. We start very early in the morning because of the hot.
Yes.
So we start at 5, just at the day is long. So I've got some grape juice. And I've got some Sauvignon that you see just here. So dry white wine, Chenin Blanc. It's called Anjou, like the area here.
Nice with lamb, Daniel.
Good,
Yeah.
It's long, yeah, because the lamb it's quite tasty
flavor
as well, but it's good because that's one it's
Quite
quite
Robust.
dark,
Strong.
strong. You have the tannins, so it's good with meat, quite
Yes.
with tasty flavor, quite spicy.
Yeah, I can see that.
At the end, you have the tongue. It's a bit spicy. Yeah.
Big river.
Isn't it?
Driving by the river, there's a hole in the ground. Hand-me-down t-shirt sticking on my back. Heading for a fall.
By the fact that we've just crossed the Loire, you can probably guess that we have changed our plans. We are not going south. We are not going south to 45 degrees. Thank you very much. We're staying roughly in the same area. We're going to spend a little bit of time exploring the Loire region.
Can stand the fresh air. So far from the city, couldn't even compare. Ragged down highway, too many miles from home. Heading
It's an absolutely massive river. I don't know if it's very low. I suspect it might be. Although before it got very hot, I do think they had quite a bit of rain here. Because they had our rain in March and April. It is Thursday the 19th of June. It is about 1:30 and 33 degrees in the shade. It is very bloody hot. It's all I'm saying. I'm not used to this. We've arrived at a campsite. We've booked into the campsite. But obviously it's lunchtime, isn't it? Of course it is. We always forget. So we can't get into the campsite. And it is so hot. It's ridiculous.
Will you stop whinging?
I'm sorry, I'm whinging, I know, but blimey, I'm hot. Anyway, about an hour and a half, we can get into the campsite. Woo!
We're in the Loire Valley. The nearest town is Semur, and we're on a campsite, Terre de la Tente. It's just amazing. The site is on the edge of the River Loire. It's particularly warm this year, similar to the UK. We're in mid-June, and there is an unprecedented heat wave. Temperatures this time of year are normally around 22 to 25, and at the moment we're experiencing 30 through 35, I think 37 forecast for Saturday. This site is an independent campsite, part of the AXI scheme. That wasn't easy for me to say. So we paid €16 a night including electricity. Without the AXI card it would have been 18, but of course that's out of season. We're still out of season. France is so well equipped for camping cars. It's very easy to compare it less favourably with the UK, but there are campsites, there are airs, there are places to stop. The supermarket car parks have space for camper vans to stop in the majority of cases. It's just great. Let me give you a quick walk around this site. Nice big pitches. They also have these cabines for rent. And you have access to the river. It's a secure site, so all the gates have security codes. Site's well equipped, has all the usual things you would expect. Water, waste, bins, washing up area, toilets and showers. Strangely, the toilets and showers are built up here, and they are typically French. You read the reviews, there's no toilet seats, there's no toilet paper. It's €18 a night, and it's gorgeous. Snack bar, which at this time of year operates on a Friday and a Saturday night. We think they're built up on stilts, because we are in the on the edge of the floodplain for the Loire. Whilst it might look peaceful today, when it floods, it does. You can imagine a real torrent of water coming down that huge river space. But yeah, what a lovely place. And if you've got kids, there's even a little farm, so you can talk to the hens and look at the pig. How lovely.
Going to go somewhere a little bit different today. We are going to go to a mushroom museum. Who knows? We'll see. Let's go and have a look.
The Museum of Mushrooms.
Apparently it's going to be 13 degrees inside, which makes a change from 30 odd.
This is the Maison Troglodyte. This was one of the houses that people used to live in. So it's an underground house, and it has a display of mushroom memorabilia from all the way around the world. I mean, who knew? After the heat of 36 degrees outside, this is quite delightful. I could see how this could be quite a cosy space. When we lived in Spain, we had friends who had a cave house, and I actually helped to renovate it, putting the electricity wiring in before the electrician came. It was an interesting experience, chiselling out cave walls to put wires. Stones are very similar to the ones here, so quite soft to work with, which is why people created caves out of them. And the beautiful thing about a cave is it maintains the same constant temperature all year round. Several species of mushrooms are cultivated around the world. In these caves, they grow white button mushrooms, mushroom à Paris, oyster mushrooms, shiitake and bluets. They also experiment with the cultivation of other mushrooms.
So it takes 20 days for the spores to invade the compost, and then 3 to 5 weeks the mushrooms grow, separated by resting periods of 7 to 10 days. Then after 3 harvests, the compost is exhausted and it starts again.
So the reason why this is such a good place for growing mushrooms is because the temperature is always between 12 and 16 degrees. Constant airflow allows the mushrooms to breathe, and there's a constant humidity of 90%. Mushrooms don't need light because they don't photosynthesize, because they are not plants, they are fungus. They are fungi.
The oyster mushroom, in theory widely available. However, I can attest that supermarkets in Cheshire do not particularly sell mushrooms other than white ones and chestnut ones. There are about 50 varieties of oyster mushroom in the world, most of which come from Asia, Japan, China, Korea and Indonesia. There are salmon pinks, lemon yellows, blues, greys, browns. Doesn't tell us what these are. Maybe these are those.
Maybe.
Snowballs, yes, balls
Yes.
of fish. Yeah, do it. I would definitely recommend coming here. Fascinating.
The Mushroom Museum, absolutely fascinating, and we couldn't possibly have left without purchasing some mushrooms. Some absolutely gorgeous oyster mushrooms. Amazing. Definitely recommend this place. Do not miss it if you're in the area. Next stop is a rose distillery. Just got out of the car and hit with the smell of roses. It's incredible.
Map.
So, it transpires that the guided tour for the rose distillery isn't until 4:30 and it's only just 3:15.
Ah, but it might
So-
be 3:30.
Well, it might be 3:30, but we are really confused.
And it's in a different place.
So, we're going somewhere else first. Not sure what it is, but they managed to upsell us something. I'm not sure quite what.
Not entirely certain.
The Sablière. Okay, here we go.
Well, I don't know.
Me neither.
The next tour is 2:30.
Well, it's gone that.
Donc ici on est à...
Welcome to Sablière, a cave dwelling site with a rose perfume. De La Fontaine is a very big rose producer, producing 10 million roses every year around the town, and they use those petals to make their product. Rose water is made in this still. You put 30 kilos of roses above a skimmer, 15 litres of water under the petals, warm the water with a wood fire, the steam goes through the petals, gets the qualities of the rose, goes into a streamer. The streamer goes through 2 tanks in which there is cool water. So the rose steam turns into rose water by condensation. Our visit to the Sablière was bizarre, if not downright strange. So, a chap had excavated by hand these incredible caves underneath his property. Originally, one of the caves was used to distill rose water, but then he seemed to go mad and just continue building and building and building. And the visit was a bit odd because it was tied into the visit at the rosewater distillery. But then it went off into some amazing journey through tunnels after tunnel after tunnel with bizarre sculptures and strange stories. It was possibly the weirdest thing we've done. Very, very odd. Still don't know what it was about. Would I suggest you went there? Yeah, just for the curiosity, but nothing more. Very odd.
We are back at the Rose Distillery. It's now about 5 o'clock, and I think the next tour is 5:30. I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
There isn't another tour.
Is there not?
No, you've had your tour.
Well, I thought there was a tour. Right, anyway, let's see what happens. Not entirely sure why we couldn't come in before. I suspect because they were expecting a big coach party. I think. Oh. Oh my God. Smell those. They're beautiful.
Unfortunately,
Sorry, we don't have smelly vision. The scent of these roses is extraordinary. I don't know why you can't go to the left. Always to the right. The rose garden was created in 2000 to preserve the varieties of rose that are picked in fields for distillation to make rose water during the month of July. There are 3,000 rose bushes from 80 different varieties.
the cave structure covers most of the town, although now they are pretty much divided up by property. Prior to that, they could walk all the way round the town. And so there are lots and lots of caves. Different to the areas in Spain, because these are cut under the ground as opposed to into mountains or hills, used initially as dwellings and subsequently turned into workshops or manufacturing areas. Here comes my main cave dweller now.
Your main cave dweller. Here I come. See, a lot of these caves are only designed for little people, because people were generally quite a bit smaller because of malnourishment. Well, there's a little film in here.
So they press roses for rose water, lavender for lavender oil and lavender water, and cornflowers. So we all know the smell of rose, we know the smell of lavender, but cornflowers have no smell, yet they're used for cleaning the skin and as something to calm your eyes down. So if you've got red eyes or sore eyes, cornflower water is used for that. And aren't the cornflowers just gorgeous, even with a coach party behind them? So distilleries are distilleries, and the principle is the same, whether you're distilling for a spirit or you're distilling for an oil. You basically take the material that you're going to distill, so in this case rose petals, you put heat to create steam, the steam passes through the petals, it goes into a diffuser, it runs through cold water, the distillate then separates out, so you get the oil and the clean water, and that's basically how you make a rose oil or a lavender oil or a cornflower oil.
Douai la Fontaine is nicknamed La Cité des Roses, the City of Roses, because every year over 8 million rose bushes are grafted. Around 30 rose growers work in the area, covering 200 hectares of land.
So, if you ask me whether I would visit here again or recommend for a visit, it's been interesting. It's interesting to see a product that's made locally, that has a history. But now you've watched our video, you know how it's done. So if you're in the area, it seems to have taken us a couple of hours, but that's been a little bit of typical French disorganisation. And you can't question when things go wrong, because you just get the nonchalant poof. That's how it is. But it's certainly a very pretty place. The rose gardens were extraordinary. It was a really good visit, if a little strange. Well, you've kind of reached the end of part 1. Part 2 will be along shortly. Thanks for hanging in there. If you like what we're doing, please give us a like. If you don't already, please do subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.